Hello and welcome to another episode of What Travis Says. My name is Travis, and before we get into the video, this white shirt on this background is not working. That's better. Let's try this again. Hello and welcome to another episode of What Travis Says. My name is Travis and let's talk about oxygen. Usually when Doctor Who does horror, there's something that happens at the end of the episode that stops the monster, the creature, the evil, and sort of explains it away as it not being as scary as we thought. Remember the episode Hide back in season 7 with the ghost and the monster? Turns out the monster wasn't evil and the ghost wasn't even dead. The monster was just trying to get to its mate, and the ghost was just an out-of-sync time traveler, which is a fine ending. It's a nice explanation, but it kind of takes away the terror from the scary story. Which, like I said, it's fine. Doctor Who has viewers of all ages, and there's usually a scientific or alien explanation to everything in the show. And then, after the disappointment that was Knock Knock, I was really looking forward to an actually tense, nail-biting, scary Doctor Who story. And I will say this, I enjoyed Oxygen very much. I feel like it goes without saying, but if you've not watched the episode Oxygen, don't watch any further because we will be talking about major spoilers. The main thing that I enjoy from Doctor Who episodes is something that's not predictable but also is explained pretty well. And going in, I, like many others, thought that the villain was going to be space zombies, which was kind of true. They were zombie-esque. But the fact that the suits themselves were moving and attacking is slightly more creepy. If you see a zombie coming, sure, that's scary. But the fact that your own suit, the one thing that is keeping you alive, could kill you, that's terrifying. And it focuses on an extreme version of capitalism, profitability. People are charged for literally every breath they take. Well, the workers aren't being charged, the mining company is. The workers don't even own the oxygen that they're breathing. Which, if there's a misuse of the oxygen, they become too expensive to employ. It's sort of a space version of coal mining, where the companies will do whatever they can to make a quick buck at the expense of the employees. And there was a lot going on in this episode, so much so that it might have been better unpacked as a two-parter. Like many Who episodes, there's a lot going on with not a lot of time for minor character development. And this episode is no different. The characters tend to change their minds a lot. I don't trust you, Doctor. I trust my bosses. I don't trust my bosses. I trust you, Doctor. And the guy that lost his loved one before the beginning credits, that really didn't even seem to affect him until the final moments where she gave him her oxygen. It just feels a little rushed sometimes. If I had one critique for this season as a whole, it would be that there is a lot of deaths of secondary characters without a lot of time given to any backstory for them. If you're killing somebody off without giving them adequate character development, why should we care that they died? It's hard to care about somebody dying when we don't even really care about them while they're alive. The two people that I did feel, oh no, for when they died was the lady at the beginning and the blue guy near the end. The lady at the beginning just blurted out that she wanted to have a child with the guy in front of her, and he couldn't hear her, and then she silently attacked and killed. And I felt bad for the blue guy because of his conversation with Bill at the beginning of the episode. Those deaths were sad. A lot of the other ones were just kind of forgettable. This isn't the first time that we've seen a government corporation economical entity as the villain, but the execution was done in a fresh way with the executions. Nardole actually gets to come along on another adventure, and I feel like this adventure, it works so well for his character. Nardole is a nice foil for a companion like Bill, because unlike most Doctor Who companions, Nardole doesn't want to see the universe. He doesn't want to travel or go anywhere. He just wants to get the Doctor back to guarding the vault. Also, as Bill is becoming more comfortable with the adventures, Nardole has no problem being immensely snarky with the Doctor. And by this point, the Doctor has ditched the vault a couple of times now, and Nardole's pretty sick of it. He's tagging along to babysit the Doctor and or annoy him into going back to his sworn duty. But like any parent knows, the more you tell a kid that they can't do a thing, the more that kid is going to want to do the thing. And in the end, after Nardole warned him that something terrible could happen, something terrible did happen. The Doctor took a chance on an adventure, and now he's blind. We all knew that Bill wasn't going to die on this adventure, obviously, but for a split second, when we knew that Bill wasn't going to die, but she looked pretty dead, I thought, are they going to be able to revive everybody else somehow? But no. No, they did not. And the Doctor's line about how after the space station, humanity moves on to a whole new mistake. Oh, how real that is. And even though this wasn't actually a two-parter, the Doctor's blindness is used as somewhat of a cliffhanger. And I'm planning on making a video about that very subject tomorrow, so it's my cliffhanger about a cliffhanger. I did have one question about Oxygen, a route that I thought they were going to take for sure, and then they went the completely opposite direction. why didn't Nardal give up his space helmet to Bill? He's a cyborg, right? So he's partly organic, but mostly machine. So he should have been able to withstand the effects of space more than any other organic being there, right? I mean, I get that regeneration is kind of like a Time Lord trump card, but Nardal has gotten rebuilt before. What would stop the Doctor from being able to rebuild him from the effects of space? If he was an android, I would say totally. He doesn't even need to breathe oxygen. But the fact that he's a cyborg means that he's more of an upgraded organic being, so I mean, he had his head ripped off. Remember that with the Hydroflax thing? Him coming along on this adventure would have been the perfect catalyst for that to happen. But no, now the Doctor is blind and we're gonna get some sort of weird regeneration thing. But like I said, I'm going to be talking about that in tomorrow's video. Supporting character deaths without proper development aside, I really enjoyed this episode. A lot. In the comments down below, let me know your thoughts on Oxygen as a whole. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Where do you think the series is going to go from here? And while you're at it, why not throw a comment down below about the Doctor being blind? If you make a good point, I might talk about it in tomorrow's video. As always, my name is Travis. Thank you for listening to what I have to say, and you will see me tomorrow.